right. So story time. Yeah. All right. That is my dad. Yay. Hi, Dad. I'm so grateful for your support. I'm grateful for all of you, all of your support. Thank you so much for coming by. It means so much to me. Yeah. So my story today, and share your story if you'd like, while I'm talking. You're free to type and talk. But today I want to share a story about how the theme is or the subject, I guess, is self-love through finding yourself and fighting for yourself. So I have a lot of stories of finding myself and fighting for myself, but the one I want to share today is how I got to here. So it's a little more relevant. Yay, story time! Oh, I love that. Yeah. So when I was little, I first thought I wanted to be a singer. I always wanted to perform. um, I used to create my own stories. I made my own TV show with my Beanie Babies. I used my mom's camcorder. I wanted to do performance. I pretended to be a lion, using my lion costume from Halloween, crawling on all fours, pretending to be Scarf with an F. And so I always thought, yeah, I love singing. I think I'm pretty good at it. So I'm going to be a singer. I mean, it made sense, right? But when I was about in 5th grade, I had my teacher ask me what I wanted to be, and I said I wanted to be a singer, and she laughed. Looking back at it, I think that she was probably laughing because I think she was trying to teach me why I needed math, and I said I wanted to be a singer, so I kind of messed up her plans. you know but I didn't take it that way. I took it as you want to be a singer? Right. Okay. you know that's how I took it. So I kind of gave up on that after that. You sing beautifully. Thank you so much. Destiny, I really appreciate it. Thank you. I sing okay. I always said I sing well enough to sing my kids to sleep with a lullaby. And that's enough. Which is why I share a lullaby with you guys. I think it's good enough. My singing is good enough to sing you all to have a nice restful night and prepare for the next week. So, but I did go ahead and give up on that idea of singing. I was trying to figure out where I am going to fit in. Who am I? What's my place in the world, As anybody would, there's a part of childhood where that's kind of the goal, is to figure out what you're good at and what you're not good at, what kind of things you're going to end up doing. I think it's industry versus inferiority, but yeah, where are those kids? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Teddy Lover. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right. So thank you. So I'm wanting to tell you, I tried some different things. When I was in 6th grade, I had a teacher really encourage me to look into writing because I was apparently really good at writing. So I thought, that's it, hands down, I'm gonna be an author. The end. Whatever other people told me is what it seems like the theme was for me. If other people suggested something, that's probably what I should be doing. But as far as exploring, didn't do a whole lot of that. I just lived. I just experienced and then waited for other people to tell me about me. Well, somebody in middle school, a counselor in middle school, just offhandedly suggested maybe I look into counseling, and I was like, no, I can't do that. I would love to help people, but I cannot handle people's feelings. I would cry. I would cry every time I had to meet with somebody and hear their story. I couldn't do it. I couldn't hear their pain. And I was just very dead set on that. I was like, there's no chance that I'm ever doing that. So I never thought of it again until it was kind of forced on me by somebody. I literally I got to a point where I was like, you know what? As long as I can physically do it, I don't care what I do. I don't believe that I have any kind of calling or anything. Just something I can do to help me live. So I graduated with a bachelor's in communication because I thought, well, it's something I can do. I didn't want to work in advertising or HR, but I knew that, something with communication meant that I wouldn't have to stand up and lift things or walk up steps or get on planes or whatever. I could just sit and talk, basically. It wasn't a well thought out plan, to be honest, but after that I felt listless, and I kept looking, and I thought, what are my values? Because I was sitting there doing, receptionist work and tutoring, and I was like, what are my values? What do I even want? Because what you do all day long should reflect what you want, right? And I thought, I really do care about communication. I feel like communication is how I got the most of my help. How I got just about anywhere, anything, any miracle that ever happened, any good experiences, because of communication. If I didn't have that squeaky wheel the squeaky wheel, I wouldn't get the grease. You know what I mean? So I wanted to help other people to be able to squeak, I guess, to talk, to communicate. And I took that a little literally, and I went into speech pathology. I wanted to help people physically communicate, which is an important part of communication, right? Found out that wasn't really a good fit for me physically. There's some demands, physical demands. So posture check, okay. Yeah, sit my shoulders back. Yeah, okay. All right. Make sure that we're not too far in, right? You're trying to think of a story, but your mind went blank. That's okay. You just listen to my story, I guess. And then if you have more to say, you can say it whenever you want to. So, the physical demands didn't work out, caused that speech pathology track to not work out, even though I actually made it through a year of grad school and a year of leveling classes. But it wasn't right for me. And that's when it was suggested to me by my supervisor in grad school that I look into counseling or social work. I already decided no to social work because it has some physical demands as well that I can't do. I just can't do. I mean, it depends on what you do with your social work degree, obviously, but I didn't know that at the time. And so I was like, of the two, I guess I'll look into counseling. I looked into counseling, and I have to tell you guys, it was like completion. You know? It was like, uh, it was like the blooming of the flower. Okay? You see, you think the flower is sprouting from the ground. That's the magic moment, right? It's not it. It's the bloom. When everything is just being filled. You know what I'm saying? That's what it felt like. Everything I learned in every aspect of counseling and mental health wellness filled me in every layer of my thought process. Everything that I was wanting to know about, that I wanted information about to grow, it just felt like I was finally being filled in that way. You know what I mean? That fulfillment of destiny, basically. Okay? So, I knew this was right for me. I didn't know how I was going to handle hearing other people's sad stories. But I knew this was it. This is it. This is what I care about the most. This aligns with my values. I had a time when I was anemic and almost couldn't make it through grad school. Then I had to beg to get financial assistance to re-enter grad school. I had the hardest time trying to find the things that I needed to survive in this field. And I still am fighting. I'm still facing a lot of people who look down on me. Look at me as though I might be a liability. I might not be able to make it. I might not be right for this. I had a lot of encouragers and supporters too. But some of the really most important, pivotal people along the way did look down on me. And at that point, it does kind of add up to the imposter syndrome. Maybe I'm not this thing that I believed I was. I felt it so strongly inside. But if the world around me is saying, no, you can't be a counselor and not see your clients in person ever. No, you can't be a counselor and be homebound. You know what I'm saying? If people around you are saying that's not right. That's not gonna happen. It's hard to say, you know what? Maybe I'm here to redefine things. But that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna redefine things. Because I know I have had good outcomes with my clients. I mean, if I thought that I wasn't helping my clients or that I was harming them, I would see that this was not me, right? This is not the right thing for me. But that's just not the case. I have had people follow me against all odds and through difficult paths just to be stick with me. And that's because I helped them. I've had a lot of good reviews, feedback. That means that I gotta keep going. And so I'm fighting. That's why I'm creating my own business, even though I'm still an associate provisional level licensed counselor. I verified with the state that I could do this legally. I am seeking a supervisor, and I have worked hours and hours to set up everything, the EHR, the QuickBooks, the bank account, the paperwork, the registration, the EIN, everything. Everything is all set up and ready to go. I even have marketing flyers and business cards ready, just waiting for the last bit. And I am not going to stop just because there's one hurdle. So my story overall is that finding myself was an entirely personal event that does not hinge on what other people think. And I am going to keep fighting for it no matter what, because I'm the one who gets to live this life. And I'm going to live it according to what I know and what I believe. And on that note, happy Pride Month. Also, happy birth month to me. I was born on the 19th of June, so that's coming up. Super excited. I'm gonna be 65. Just kidding. It feels like it though. Oh my gosh. Every day waking up with achy bones. Oh. Yeah. All right. All right. So, that was my story. If you make it now being homebound, think how great you'll be when you get in homebound. Oh, unhomebound. I agree. I think that I'm here. I had a supervisor say, you haven't ever seen a client in person? That is not something I've ever heard happen. And I've been working almost 2 years, and plus my year of internship, and I have not seen a client in person. I'm a pioneer. And I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna keep doing it. Because I think it's possible. And I think there's no reason why it shouldn't be possible. If somebody like me is this disabled, but also this capable, why not? Why not? We have the technology, we have the means. Let's do it. You know? Happy birth month. How old does that make us? If I'm 65? I think it's reverse. I think you guys are like in your 30s or something, right? Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take one more posture check. I'm going to take one more posture check. Oh yeah. Make sure my shoulders are back. My back is straight and sitting over my hips. That way I can kind of relax some of my muscles that have been straining to keep my head up and all the other things. All right. Don't remind me. Okay. I won't remind you. And I'm 18. Yeah, you're 18. And it's 2014. Definitely. Yep. When should we wake you up? No, just kidding. So, I'm going to take one more ad break just in case. Okay? So, relax. Think about some things that you would like to do or to say. You can even share your story during the ad break. And relax. And I'll see you in just a second, okay? And then we'll get back to some self-care. Stay tuned.